If you've got a friend, this is a good time to call them. It just simply clips into the lights. Wow, that is looking really good. Hello, my Rover friends, and welcome to the Lucky8 channel. I am full of excitement today. Our 4-pod roof light for the first gen Range Rover Sport has finally arrived, and I'm going to show you how to install it step by step. I'm really excited to transform this car. All right, cue the intro. The first thing we need to do is clean, 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 clean. I'm gonna keep saying it throughout the whole video. It is so important. I got some isopropyl alcohol. I'm sure I'm not saying that right. We're gonna clean the surface, the roof, get it super clean. You sick of me saying it yet? Well, hold on, because we're gonna clean, clean, clean this. Even though it's brand new, there is oil and debris on it, so we're gonna clean the base. And then eventually, we're going to use some 3M tape and adhere it to the roof. But first we're gonna clean. Hyperspeed. With everything nice and clean, it's time to take your 3M tape and start laying it out. I do long strips here, 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 and one right here. And then whatever's left over, I start to piece it in just to get as much surface area contact as we can. If you want even more sticky tape, it's just a 3M HVB high, VBA, very high bond, VHB. I got it right the third time. So some very high bond 3M, and away you go. Just lace it everywhere that you can. You'll see all the areas that actually touch the vehicle. Let's get this stuck on, and then we can move to the roof. With all of your 3M tape in place, it is time to move to the roof. If you got some painter's tape, I suggest getting that, or you can use some electrical tape. We're gonna use that to mark where this actually sits. Come on up, I'll show you. Let's start at the bottom, right at the edge. You can see I am right around an inch from the base to the end of the metal before it meets the windshield. I gotta switch hands, don't drop the camera. And then up here, I am right at 1.75 inches from the base to the little channel here for the rain gutter. What I do next is I take my little painter's tape and I build a little box up top. So when I'm up there trying to set it down with the sticky tape ready to go, I know exactly where I need it to be. If you've got a friend, this is a good time to call them. It's not heavy, it's not hard, but putting it on the roof and it sticks and then you rip the tape off, you gotta go get more tape. It's way easier with somebody to help you. And since you're my friend, but you're not here, I'm gonna have to do this alone. I'm gonna bring the camera up, you can look at the box. I'm gonna then pull all the sticky tape off, put it on. We'll see if I can nail it or else I'll be doing more tape. Here is the little box section I was telling you about. It gives me an exact idea of where I need to set the base. think I got it. Absolutely nailed it. With the base in place, I like to start at the back and push down on the tape, working towards the front. You can kind of see every place that it dips down. That's where the tape is. Push it all down. If you're in a colder climate like I am here in Buffalo, I like to go up on the roof with a heat gun. If you got a hair dryer, it's gonna give you the same effect. You're not trying to melt the plastic. You just want to make sure the metal gets warm, the tape gets warm, and the plastic is warm so you get a really, really good bond. After you've used the heat gun, I like to, I'm really pulling on it. You can tell it is not moving. It is adhered to the vehicle. I feel good and I'm out of breath. Let's move on to the lights. In the box with the lights is gonna be hardware. You're gonna have these bolts. Sometimes they're Allen, sometimes they're Phillips, little nut clamps, and some tiny screws. We're gonna work on the tiny screws first with the lights, get them in place, screwed to the roof. Come on up. The lights simply just screw on. There's a little threaded area on the sides. They fall into the pockets like so. Screws go through the holes, and essentially when you're done, it looks like that. You wanna tighten them up pretty good, but you're not trying to strip any bolts. They should be able to move a tiny bit. That way you can adjust them once the cowl is on top. Next up, we're gonna move on to the wiring harness. It just simply clips into the lights, and we're gonna push it off towards the left-hand side, driver's side, and we're gonna run the power down the pillar. Little side quest here. I like to use some tape and just hold the wires in place. That way, when we go to put the top on, those clips like this don't get jammed in a spot they're not supposed to be, causing a whole bunch of trouble. And right here is where we're gonna lace that wire. There's a little notch for it. Moving along, you wanna find 4 of these little clips in your hardware bag. We're gonna go on the roof, slide them in place. This job is almost done. You can see the clips right there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is where they go. Just simply slide it in place. Make sure there's nothing blocking the threads for the bolt. Now we're gonna take the cover, you tuck it in on the front like so, and fold it over. This lip right here grabs on to the lip in the front. Pretty easy, actually. All right, this is really coming together. You're gonna go up on the roof, get your 4 bolts, screw it down so it won't go anywhere. Wow, that is looking really good. All we need to do now is run our power down the pillar and connect it to the battery. If you just pull up on the pillar a little bit, it's actually locked in with a pin down here. It should release a couple of the clips, and you can tuck the harness right behind it. If you want, pull that pin down here and take the pillar right off. but I find it easier just to kind of leave most of the clips in and work it. Oop, there are a couple let go, and just work it down to the bottom. Snap it back together. Now that you have the wire down in the engine bay, if you've got an external battery or a secondary battery, you can wire it right to it. If not, like this car, we're gonna run it across underneath the cowl and connect it to the battery right here. With your wires run down the pillar, tucked right behind this little seal on the cowl, should end up right here at the battery where we need them. In the kit, you're looking for the little relay box, save the remote for later, and the little wiring harness. We're gonna connect the positive to the positive, the negative to the negative, and then it'll say input DC, that's where this goes. Output is going to be our wire right there. We're gonna secure the relay off to the side of the battery, and we should be done. Another little side quest trick. If you try and put this clamp underneath the battery terminal here, it will work, but it's not very good. If you follow this terminal, there's a ground right here, or if you get really into it, there's lots of ground lugs right here that you can connect to. Another thing you can do, wow, that is a bit rusty, is loosen this bolt up and the terminal will slide right under there. Tighten it down and you'll have an awesome contact. That's what I'm gonna do for this video, but I would prefer the lug if it was me, but we're going for easy. So we're just gonna use the cheat and go under the lug right here. With all the wiring done, positive input, negative input, positive input, negative input, I run a zip tie right around this wiring harness, get the antenna out. That way when we put the cover on, everything is protected. All right, only 2 more things to do. Test it out. Fantastic. And be sure to follow for more Rover content.